And welcome back to the Faceoff. You're listening to KXSC on the air at 1560 AM, on your web at kxsc.org, and on your smartphone on the TuneIn Radio app. Welcome back. This is part of KXSC's 24-hour programming as part of the fundraiser. We put the fun in fundraising. To find out more about the KXSC fundraiser, log on to kxsc.org/fundraiser. One of the biggest news stories to ever come around the NHL happened last Thursday when the NHL announced a partnership with the You Can Play project. For those of you who don't know what the You Can Play project is, the mission of the organization is simple. If you can play, you can play. It doesn't matter what you love or who you love. If you can play, if you can help the team, you can play. There should be nothing held against you. The organization was founded by Patrick Burke, the son of former Leafs general manager Brian Burke. Brian Kitts was another co-founder with Patrick Burke, and Glenn Whitman. Brian Burke started You Can Play in honor of his brother Brendan, who, and I will quote from the youcanplay.org website, youcanplayproject.org, pardon me, Brendan taught me what the locker room can be like for young LGBT athletes, then showed me the difference one person can make by standing up for what is right. Brendan, for those of you who don't know, died tragically in a car accident in 2010 and was a major contributor to LGBT awareness in hockey. Now, Brian Kitts, in his profile, or in his description on the website at youcanplayproject.org, he writes, "My work with the You Can Play project will focus on what teams and their fans can do to shift the focus locker rooms and stands from who an athlete loves to whether the player can help his or her team win." He further states, "Glenn, Patrick, and I believe all sports will be better when our little brothers and sisters, uncles, cousins, teammates, and best friends are judged on their athletic ability or lack of it rather than being gay. Whether you can play, when you can play, we all win." Now, Glenn Whitman, in his profile on the website, states, "You Can Play shows coaches, team captains, and players how important it is to focus on skills and work ethic, not personal differences." Glenn Whitman was also with G4 Sports, which got started in 2006. It was an elite gay hockey team that traveled all across North America, playing in high-caliber straight tournaments. Now, they initially did it for fun, but they also wanted to show straight athletes that they can be just like them. Now, last week, as I mentioned earlier, on April 11th, 2013, the NHL announced an official partnership with the You Can Play project, becoming the first major sports league, in North America to take a stance against homophobia. Now, some reaction, just to give you an idea of what this meant, some reaction from well-known people on Twitter, first being Ellen DeGeneres. She wrote, "Incredible. NHL is partnering with You Can Play team," that is the Twitter account for the You Can Play project, "an organization that fights homophobia in sports. I'm officially a hockey fan." Andrew Ference of the Boston Bruins tweeted, "A hockey teammate is like a brother, and we include and support them no matter what. Proud to be working with You Can Play team NHL and NHLPA." He tagged all three Twitter accounts in that tweet. Kevin Westgarth, he wrote, "Very proud to formalize this partnership. Who you are should never affect what you can do. Hashtag You Can Play." Now, off Twitter, Donald Fair of the NHLPA stated, "NHL players have supported the You Can Play project since its inception, which we are pleased to formalize and expand upon with today's announcement. The players believe our partnership with the NHL and You Can Play will foster an inclusive hockey environment from the grassroots level to the professional ranks." Gary Bettman, the NHL commissioner, also stated, "Our motto is, hockey is for everyone, and our partnership with You Can Play certifies that position in a clear and unequivocal way. While we believe that our actions in the past have shown our support for the LGBT community, we are delighted to reaffirm this. We are delighted to reaffirm through this joint venture with the NHL Players Association that the official policy of the NHL is one of inclusion on the ice, in the locker rooms, and in the stands. The NHL and the NHLPA, through this partnership, will educate rookies during NHL rookie symposiums on LGBT issues. Now, Harrison Mooney of Puck Daddy he writes that this will promote a culture change in a very big way. Harrison Mooney points out that the average age of an NHL player right now is 28 years old. The average rookie is 20. And by this logic, NHL players in the next decade, the majority of the players will have entered the league after this partnership and will therefore have been educated on LGBT issues with the hopes that they will be more tolerant than perhaps the NHL players were in the past. This is a fantastic thing to see, a major sports league officially announcing that that it is an ally, and I hope, and I'm sure it will happen eventually. More leagues will follow suit, but the NHL being the first one they have established that they are allies, and that nothing should get in the way of a player's ability to play. Coming up next, which player has made me eat the biggest serving of crow ever?